Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. I figured I would get ready this morning with you and spend a little time talking about Pinterest. I've been getting so many questions just about Pinterest, how it works, how to use it, why it matters. And so I figured let's just do a little Q&A. I'll get ready this morning right next to you and answer some of your biggest questions. So first things first, the number one question I get about Pinterest, even asked by my own husband, the other day we were on a walk and he goes, honey, I know that you teach this stuff, but I just don't understand how Pinterest can translate into profits. And I was like, oh, honey, if you don't even know this, then I've really got to go live and tell everyone about it. And so Pinterest is essentially a search engine. So a lot of times, think about it, like when you see Pinterest references, people pop them onto their website next to icons for Instagram and Facebook. And so we kind of in our head, we group it into social media, but it actually couldn't be further from the truth. Pinterest isn't social media. It's a search engine. If you think about it, it's like this modern day Google, because think about when you jump on Pinterest, what are you typing in? You're typing in how to cook with a pineapple or outfits for quarantine. And you're actually using it to search. And a lot of times when we jump onto Pinterest, we don't even know exactly what it is we're searching for. We're just searching. And so the first thing that you have to think about, and this is what I was explaining to Drew, is that when you go on to Pinterest with the intention of using it as a search engine, it actually changes the entire way that you show up. One of the benefits to Pinterest, unlike social media, I mean, there's a million benefits, but one of the benefits is that you don't have to have a ton of followers. So Pinterest actually isn't about followers. In fact, I would almost argue that unlike social media, like you can get started with 0 following and drive results because the results aren't coming from followers, they're coming from your strategy. Like there's power in the strategy that you are using on Pinterest. So if you've ever done anything like search engine optimization, or if that word or phrase really freaks you out, SEO, that is how you want to approach Pinterest. So it's all about making your content searchable so that when somebody types in how to, your articles are coming up. So that's the first big difference about Pinterest, is that you don't have to have a following and it's actually a search engine. So you can make your content get seen and found just using a lot of simple SEO strategies, which is pretty amazing. Now, the reason why I'm super passionate about Pinterest, and you know me, like I love Instagram. I love Instagram. I will never not love Instagram. But the reason why I am super passionate about Pinterest is because when you are on social media and you're working super hard to create a new post, your post essentially lives and dies within the first 24 hours, right? Like you can get traction for 24 hours, 48 tops. I mean, I think most posts live and die within about 3 hours. And so when you think about all the time that you put into social media, when it comes to shooting a photo, editing, captioning, hashtagging, like all of the things, you're spending a ton of time on something that is only likely going to drive results for a few hours. But did you know that the average lifespan of a pin is 3.5 months? What that means is that unlike social media, where you're only getting results for a few hours, on Pinterest, you can actually get results for months. So when I'm looking at it from a business standpoint, the return on investment when it comes to my time, which is like my biggest commodity, is insane compared to social media. Now, that doesn't mean don't use social media. I love social media, but it means that when you're looking at where you're spending your time and the efforts that you're putting into your marketing strategy, you could likely get a way bigger bang for your buck on Pinterest because the content that you're working on today could be delivering you results for months. That's a huge difference, you guys. So if you're still a little confused by this, think about this for a second. When Facebook and Instagram analyze how their platforms are doing, their biggest way that they analyze their results is how long they are able to keep someone on their platform. Like, they want for you to stay and scroll. And so if you're creating a ton of content and then you're telling people like click off of Instagram in order to get this content, then the app is not designed for that. Like, they don't love when you're shooting people to external links because their goal is to keep people on their platform, right? And so when you think about it, I love and use social media. Obviously, I'm talking to you on it right now. But social media for me is the handshake. It's like the introduction. It's not necessarily the place where I'm pitching or where I'm driving tons of traffic off of social media and onto my blog or my website or my email list. It's more of the like, hey, here's who I am and what I do, and here's how I can help you. Pinterest, on the other hand, their entire platform is all about connection, and not necessarily connecting you to other people, but connecting you to the solutions that you're searching for. And so when you think about the difference in the platforms, where Instagram and Facebook, they want to entertain you and keep you on their platform, and Pinterest is like, hey, I want to connect you to what you're looking for, it absolutely changes the way that these platforms are working. Someone just said, what brow powder are you using? It's e.l.f. It's like the $3 stuff from Target. I'm fairly certain that it is eyeshadow. This is why I'm not a beauty blogger. So back to the topic at hand. So when you think about Pinterest and its main mission is in connection, it actually is a really great thing when it comes to creating content, because you know that, hey, if you're creating valuable, relevant content and people are searching for that valuable and relevant content, then Pinterest, in fact, is going to connect those people to your stuff. So let's keep talking about this. A lot of times people are saying, okay, so, oh my gosh, I can get monthly views on Pinterest. And I'm like, awesome. Monthly views on Pinterest are so cool. But if that is the only thing you're learning when it comes to that platform, then what you're missing is a huge piece of the puzzle, and that is conversion. So we get over 1 million monthly viewers onto Pinterest each month. So that means over 1 million eyeballs are looking at my content, and that's amazing. But that is not the only metric that we're tracking. That's not the only thing we're paying attention to. What I teach is how to take that traffic and then convert it into actual results. So how is that traffic translating when it comes to sales, to your email list, to connections, to conversations? Here's the thing, like, vanity metrics are super cool. But at the same time, like, likes and comments and views don't pay the bills, right? And so something that I'm really proud of when it comes to strategy is that I'm not just like, hey, here are the tools for you to help get a ton of views on Pinterest, because that would be super cool and it might mean something to you. But I'm also saying, here's how to convert those views into actual results that move the needle forward. So let me give you an example here. Let's say you don't have a website yet, but you're working on growing your email list because you're like, Jenna will not shut up about email lists, so I will start an email list. Awesome. So you create a free offer. Let's say it is 5 strategies for, I don't know, getting ready in the morning. Cool, I need it. So you create a freebie for your email list. And what you're going to do is you're going to have a little link to that freebie where it's the sign up form. You don't even have to have a website to get results on Pinterest, because as long as you have a URL, meaning a site or a destination for someone to land, you can load in content into Pinterest that will direct people to that content. So I don't know if you know this, but Pinterest isn't just the number one way I get traffic. It's one of the biggest ways that I actually grow my email list. And you know how important my email list is to me. Don't worry, this is just eyelash primer. And so you don't even have to have a website to start getting results. Did you know that you can use, I want you to comment, did you know that you can use Pinterest to grow your Instagram following? I bet you didn't know that. So you can. And basically every single post you're posting on Instagram, do you guys do this? I do this all the time where you hit your like nose. Every single post that you post on Instagram has a unique URL, meaning it has a unique little landing page. You can share your Instagram content right onto Pinterest and grow your Instagram following. So if you're thinking, Jenna, I don't know if I'm a content creator, I don't know if I can join your program and get results on Pinterest. If you're using Instagram, you are a content creator because you are pointing people to your content that you are sharing on Instagram. Insane, right? So let's break down the word content because I feel like it's like a heavy word and people are like, I'm not a content creator. And then I'm like, oh, yes, you are. So if you have an Instagram account and you post posts, you are a content creator. If you have a podcast, if you have a YouTube channel, if you have a blog, if you have a website, if you have an email list, if you're creating products, if you have an affiliate page, you are a content creator and Pinterest can drive traffic to your content. So you don't have to have a website. You just have to have a place where you can send people to where they can learn more about you or join your email list or purchase. So when I did my webinar last week, one of the things that I did was that I showed how Pinterest could work no matter what type of business you're in. So maybe you're wondering, okay, Jenna, I'm a service provider. So I am a photographer, a designer, a calligrapher, a massage therapist. Like I provide a service. I don't get how it could work for me. So a lot of times when people are looking at services, they're in this planning phase, right? Like think about planning a wedding. You're planning a wedding for like a year before you even get married. And so you want people to discover you long before they're actually making decisions. And so Pinterest can be a place where they discover you, they save your information, and then they're like, wait, I know a person who does this thing. I'm going to hire them. So one of the biggest tips when it comes to Pinterest, you guys look at how bad my eyelash curler is. Gross. I'm a gross human. One of the biggest things when it comes to service providers is that you can actually use Pinterest for geographically based businesses. So what I mean by that is let's say that you are a photographer in Wisconsin. You can create content like the 10 best Milwaukee wedding venues or 5 tips for Wisconsin wedding timelines. And so there are so many different ways that you can create content that your clients will be searching for that they'll likely be in your geographic area that they then can hire you. There are also different things that you can do like geographic hashtags. You can do ads targeted to specific locations. So that's what happens when it comes to service. So let's talk about if you're a product-based business. Are you guys with me? Give me hearts or comments if this is making sense for you because I just want to make sure I'm answering all these big questions for you. Okay, so let's say you have products. So a product business can crush it on Pinterest. If you have a physical product and you are not on Pinterest, what are you doing? So products are huge because like we said, people go onto Pinterest to discover and to make purchasing decisions. I need to not talk while I do this. So what does that mean? Is that people are likely typing in keywords where your product could become the solution. So you can be creating content for your product where it's a solution. So let's just say I need 5 options for window coverings and you sell window blinds, your blinds could be one of those options that then people can click through and sell. And if you have a shop like an Etsy or a Shopify, or if you just have a shop hosted anywhere and you have product photos, like photos of your actual products, each and every single photo can serve as a pin on Pinterest, which is incredible. Someone said, genuinely curious if you receive compensation from Pinterest to promote their platform. No, but I wish that was true. That would be awesome. Absolutely no compensation from Pinterest. But my program is backed by Pinterest, as in the strategies that we teach inside of the Pinterest Lab are backed by Pinterest. Like they've looked at everything that we teach and they're like, yes, this works. By the way, my course closes at midnight and the URL to join is thepinterestlab.com. Someone can type that in. Thepinterestlab.com. Anyways, so if you are a product business, oh my gosh, you need to be on there. I don't know how many times I have gone onto Pinterest and I have been typing in like Mother's Day gift ideas or Montessori toddler toys or baby girl pajamas. And I am literally clicking off of Pinterest to purchase the actual item. Like I am making purchasing decisions just by looking at a product on Pinterest and purchasing. How many of you guys have done that? I have done that so many different times. People are saying, how much is the course? It is $39. You can get started today for $39 with 6 additional monthly payments, or it's a one-time payment of $197. Okay, so now let's talk about if you have an online-based business. So like for me, my content lives online, whether it's my podcast or my courses, my business is fairly online-based. So what you want to do for Pinterest is that you want to poise yourself as an expert in your area, which is really easy to do when you start creating content that your audience is searching for, which is something that you have to understand and learn, and something that we teach. And so we focus our content on things that our audience is likely searching for: how to start a podcast, how to use Pinterest for your business, how to create passive income. These are all articles that we are strategically creating because we know people are searching for them and they're finding them when it comes to Pinterest. Now, once somebody finds something on Pinterest, then the next thing is getting them to click through, right? So if you're creating blog content, you have an email freebie, you have a product, you don't want somebody to just land there and be like, oh, cool. You want to help invite them to take action. And so a lot of Pinterest courses, there are a few out there, they teach all about the views, but we're like, okay, so now what? And the reason why Pinterest is so important is because once you get someone on your site, it's actually one of the most important pieces of the puzzle because you now have way more control over the user experience, right? So you can't control someone's user experience when it comes to a platform. So let's say Mark Zuckerberg is having a bad day and he's like, you know what? I'm not going to let anyone go live today. And all of a sudden, all of your plans, they're gone. Like you can't control somebody's experience. And so the biggest thing when it comes to Pinterest that I love is that it's giving you back that control where you're saying, okay, what is the experience that I'm going to give someone once they find this content, they click through to it, and they land somewhere where I have more control over? How can I give them an experience that is exemplary of what they can expect if they work from me or purchase from me? And how can I make sure that their experience is positive? And that's what we're constantly thinking about with our brand is like, how can we take someone who maybe is brand new to a topic like Pinterest, and how can we hold their hand and say, here's what's next. Here's the next step. Here's how we want you to work through this. Here's how this makes sense to you. And so it's really beautiful because it kind of claims you back your freedom when you get people onto your platform, which I think is just super, super cool. And it's just smart, right? Like it's smart. You don't want to build your business on borrowed land. Like social media is borrowed land. We don't own our followers, but if we have a plan to convert those followers into clients or even into subscribers, then that's a really big deal. Oh my gosh, Vivar just said, girl, I just went and bought it. Welcome to the Pinterest lab. Like, welcome to the Pinterest world. Like, this is a really big deal. So a few things about my program, just because I think it's important, and especially since you have to make a decision before midnight tonight. It is a fluff-free program. Literally, inside of the course, I don't even think I talk about myself once. It's not about me. It's about you and getting you results. Like, how many courses have you joined, or maybe you've never joined a course or even a webinar, and the person is just talking and talking and talking about themselves, and you're like, this is about me. This is about me. My program is entirely fluff free. It is literally the tactical steps. And one of the things that when I talk to people and I meet them in real life and they're like, where do I start? The Pinterest Lab is a really great place to start because you don't have to have a following. You don't have to have this established business to get results. You can actually have zero following and start to get results in as little as a week because what is so important about Pinterest is that it's not about your followers. It's about providing valuable content that is relevant to the people that you're creating for. And so when I look at the course, we want it to be as streamlined and as quick for you to get through. Like, I don't want an 87 module course with a 140 page workbook and 18 million bonuses. Like, that actually doesn't add value to my life. It takes away my time, and my time is my biggest commodity, and it's yours too. And I know you're busy. So when I talk to people about the program, one of the things I'm most proud about is that it takes about 4 hours total to get through the main content. Like 4 hours, that's it. You could literally take it today and be done with it and start implementing. And once you finish the program, my strategy takes 1 hour a week. So we drive 1 million monthly viewers in under an hour of strategy a week. Oh my gosh, Mia Marie said, I got 2K viewers in a week after your course. We have Kat Harden said, I'm already in and it's really, really great. Practical and actionable step-by-step process. Wylan Burns says, bought mine on Monday. Bailey Allen said, it's so straightforward and super informal. This is what's so important. So, Frankly Photography just said, will the course help me up my game if I'm already using Pinterest? So one of the things that I should mention that I'm really proud about is we're backed by Pinterest, but here's the thing. Pinterest just changed. And I have been watching the other Pinterest educators, and guess what? No one's talking about the changes. We recorded the entire course brand new when Pinterest dropped the change because it changed your strategy. So if you are still following methods of Pinterest marketing from even 6 months ago, you likely saw that your results shifted. And so one of the biggest things that we pride ourselves on my team is keeping our content up to date and current. So this is a brand new course, and all of our past students got the brand new course for free because when you join, you get the updates. It's not like we're going to give you the course and be like, oh wait, Pinterest changed. You're on your own. Good luck. And so it's really important to understand that, like, my pride as an educator is making sure that you are getting pertinent, timely content and strategies. So the next thing that I love about my program is that if you don't have 4 hours to dedicate, totally get it. We broke it down so that in 20 to 30 minutes a day for 30 days, you will have your entire Pinterest profile, boards, pins, a strategy